The fire within you is flickering. You sense it. You feel it. Not because you lack strength, not because you lack wisdom, but because you have placed your worth in the hands of someone who does not see it. You have forgotten the first law of power, control over self. To a Stoic, there is only one battle worth fighting, the war within. And yet here you are, shackled by a woman who does not value you. A woman who, whether through intent or neglect, has shown you your place in her world. Beneath her attention, it is time to wake up, time to reclaim yourself, time to remember that a king does not beg for a seat at the table of someone who does not respect him. Let's begin. 1. She never makes time for you. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. There is no moment promised to you beyond this one. Yet you wait. You wait for a message. You wait for her to reach out. You wait for a sign that she cares, that you matter, that your presence in her life holds weight. But the silence stretches. The excuses pile up. She is busy. She is tired. She is overwhelmed. And yet somehow she is never too busy for others. She laughs at another man's jokes. She responds instantly to someone else's call. She makes time for her distractions, her pleasures, her whims, just not for you. This is not coincidence. A woman who values you will make time. A woman who doesn't will make excuses. A Stoic does not beg. A Stoic does not plead for attention, does not barter for affection, does not stand outside in the cold, waiting for a door that was never meant to open. And yet, here you are, making yourself small, lowering your expectations, convincing yourself that maybe she's just busy. She is simply occupied with things she values more than you. And that is all you need to know. Your time is your greatest possession. It is the only thing that cannot be regained once spent. Yet here you are, squandering it on someone who does not even look in your direction. Why? Because you have forgotten the first law of self-respect. A man who values himself does not waste his time on those who do not value him. Would you beg for scraps from a table that was never meant for you? Would you stand in the rain, hoping to be invited inside a house that does not welcome you? A man who knows his worth does not linger where he is not wanted. He does not measure his value based on someone else's validation. He does not beg for time from someone who sees him as an afterthought. If a woman does not make time for you, do not chase her. If she is always busy, then let her be busy. You must walk away, not out of spite, not out of anger, but out of self-respect. To a Stoic, every moment is an opportunity. Time wasted on the wrong person is time stolen from your purpose, your growth, your mastery of self. The more time you spend waiting, the further you drift from your own power. So the choice is simple. Will you continue to wait for someone who does not value you? Or will you take back your time and invest it in the one person who truly deserves it? Yourself. 2. Your efforts go unnoticed. Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. You give, you invest, you show up." But she does not see, or rather, she refuses to see. You plan thoughtful gestures. You remember the details, her favorite song, the way she takes her coffee, the things that make her smile. You go out of your way to be there, to listen, to support. And yet, your effort is met with indifference. She does not acknowledge, she does not appreciate, she does not reciprocate. She expects. She takes your presence as a given, your kindness as routine, your dedication as background noise. The more you give, the less she values it. This is the harsh truth. What is given too freely is taken for granted. What is taken for granted is eventually discarded. A Stoic does not seek validation. A Stoic does not measure his worth by the response of another. But a Stoic also does not waste effort where it is not appreciated. You must ask yourself, why do you continue? Do you believe that if you just try harder, she will notice? That if you do more, she will suddenly see your worth? That is an illusion. A woman who truly values you will not overlook your efforts. She will not treat them as expectations, but as gifts. She will not let your kindness go unnoticed, because to her, it will mean something. If she does not see your efforts, it is not because she is blind. It is because she has chosen not to look. Effort is currency. It is power. It is something you must invest wisely. Would a man pour water into a broken cup, expecting it to one day hold its worth? Would a warrior sharpen his blade for a battle that does not exist? A man who understands his value does not waste his energy proving it to those who refuse to see. Your worth is not up for negotiation. Your kindness is not an obligation. Your effort is not infinite. If she does not see it, she does not deserve it. There is strength in giving, but there is also strength in stopping. A weak man continues to pour into an empty well, hoping that one day water will rise from nothing. A strong man recognizes when his energy is wasted and redirects it to something greater. Your purpose, your craft, your mind. The moment you stop chasing, you regain your power. The moment you stop proving, you become undeniable. So now, the choice is yours. Will you continue to give where nothing is returned? Or will you walk away, knowing that your energy is too valuable to be wasted on someone who does not see its worth? 3. Zero emotional investment. Seneca once wrote, "He who is brave is free." But are you free? Or are you trapped in a cycle of giving everything while receiving nothing? You feel it. The coldness in her words, the emptiness in her eyes. She speaks, but without warmth. She listens, but without understanding. She is there, but never truly present. You tell yourself that maybe she is just reserved, that maybe she has walls to break down. But deep inside, you know the truth. She is not emotionally invested. A woman who values you does not remain distant. A woman who sees a future with you does not keep herself guarded like a fortress you must endlessly siege. Love is not a war of attrition. You do not have to fight for someone's emotional presence. It is either given freely or it is absent. You are not here to convince someone to care. Yet here you are, holding on to the hope that if you just do more, if you just show her enough love, she will finally let you in. She will not. You cannot create emotional depth where none exists. You cannot breathe life into something that was never alive to begin with. A Stoic does not beg for attention, for affection, for connection. He accepts reality as it is, and the reality is this: a woman who is not emotionally present with you is already gone. Emotional investment is not measured in words. It is measured in actions. Does she truly listen when you speak? Does she express care for your well-being? Does she make you feel seen, valued, respected? Or does she keep you at a distance, responding out of obligation, speaking in detached phrases, giving just enough to keep you around, but never enough to make you feel whole? You must understand, emotional detachment is not an accident. It is a choice. A woman who truly cares will show it effortlessly. She will not need to be convinced. But a woman who does not care will always make you feel like you are chasing a ghost. And if you continue to pursue someone who gives you nothing, then the problem is no longer her. It is you. A man who respects himself does not beg for what should be freely given. A man who values himself does not stay where he is not truly wanted. She has already made her decision, through her actions, through her indifference, through the walls she refuses to lower. Now, the decision is yours. Will you continue to hold on to something that does not exist? Or will you reclaim your freedom, turn your focus inward, and invest in the one person who truly deserves your energy, yourself? Fourth, the respect gap. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Respect is the foundation of all things. Without it, love is hollow, words are empty, and presence is a mere formality. You feel it in her tone, or in her actions, in the subtle ways she diminishes you. She speaks to you with indifference, corrects you in front of others, questions your decisions not out of curiosity, but out of quiet disdain. She does not see you as a man to be respected. She sees you as a man to be tolerated, and yet, you stay. You convince yourself that if you just prove your worth, if you show her patience, understanding, and unwavering support, she will finally see you for what you are. But she already sees you, and that is the problem. You have allowed her to treat you this way. You have tolerated the small slights, the dismissive glances, the lack of appreciation. You have told her, through your silence, through your endurance, that you accept this treatment. A man who respects himself does not argue for his value. A man who respects himself does not seek validation from someone who does not see his worth. A woman does not respect words. She respects presence. She respects action. She respects a man who is so deeply grounded in his own power that he does not waver, does not beg, does not plead for the thing that should be freely given. The moment you begin to argue for respect, you have already lost. Respect is not a debate. It is not a request. It is a state of being. If she does not respect you, then she does not deserve you. It does not matter how beautiful she is. It does not matter how much you care. It does not matter how long you have known her. A Stoic does not cling to what diminishes him. He walks away without anger, without regret, only with the understanding that his time, his presence, and his energy are too valuable to be wasted on someone who refuses to see. You do not need to raise your voice. You do not need to explain. You simply need to decide. Will you continue to stay in a space where your worth is questioned? Or will you rise, step into your power, and remove yourself from a situation that no longer serves you? A woman who does not respect you will never love you in a way that fulfills you. And a man who respects himself will never stay where he is not valued. The decision is not hers. It is yours. A man of value does not beg for respect. He does not wait for recognition. He does not plead for affection from anyone. You have seen the truth. You have recognized the signs. Now, the only question that remains is, what will you do with this truth? The world does not pity the weak. Time does not wait for the hesitant. And a woman who does not value you will not suddenly change because you sacrifice more. But you can change. You can take back control. You can stop giving your worth to those who do not deserve it. From this moment forward, you do not beg for attention. You command it by focusing on yourself. You do not make meaningless sacrifices. You invest in what holds value. You do not tolerate disrespect. You remove anything that weakens you. Remember, no man ascends to his throne without first letting go of what holds him back. So, what will you do? Continue to endure, or walk away as a man who knows his worth, unshaken, untouchable, undeniable,